Have you found yourself getting really caught up in overworking and not knowing where to draw the line?
Big question. And we've spoke about this before, but with the ever-changing world, economy, market, coaching industry, service industry, online platforms, everything is changing. And you may have found yourself doing things that worked before that maybe not working now, and you're scratching your head as like, what do I do now? And you may be finding yourself overworking, doing the wrong things, doing the right things, all over the place. And at one point you were really on track. You were really doing, you were going towards the goal, but maybe the goalposts have changed, or you've changed the goalposts, or things have changed and you haven't. So I think there's lots of interesting things for us to unpack it.
Yeah, there's absolutely loads. So I'm going to start with a little story about what happened in lockdown. So as we know, lockdown was a time where there was not much else to do apart from work. And first of all, we went through a little bit of a bump in the road, shall we say, that as the pandemic hit, it felt like overnight the business crumbled, and literally I was watching all of our clients just disappearing. But, I didn't know how to really handle that situation, and nobody knew how to handle that situation. Nobody had been there before. So as clients were freaking out, I was freaking out as well. And it literally did feel like overnight I'd lost the majority of our clients. I mean, there were still some that stuck with us, and I'm so grateful for those people. But it was a real eye-opener of, oh my God, like what's going to happen? I'm really pleased to say that the business actually exploded during lockdown. It was a really amazing time for the business, and really, really quickly, the business blew up. And what started to happen is I was working more and more and more and more because there wasn't anything else to do. So I was loving the work that we were doing. The results were fantastic. And, things were just flowing. But then as lockdown started to come to an end and life started to go back to a little bit of normality, I realised that, I'd built this business, but then I didn't now have time to live the life that I wanted to live. But I was still chasing for more because I'd had a taste of it. Things were going really, really well. And I was changing the goalposts more and more and more and more, and wanting to achieve bigger results, bigger success, hiring more team members. And it was just growing and growing and growing and growing. And then I quickly realized, well, it wasn't that quickly actually, it was a bit later on, I realized that we did have to make some changes. This is not really the vision that I had for the business. I didn't want to just be sat at my laptop on coaching calls all the time.
We're growing a beast, and that's the thing, and that's what I want to get clear here is do you want loads of money or do you want time? Yes, you can have both, but you'll do them in different ways, and it's about being able to reevaluate what you actually want from the job, the business, in order to get there, because you're going to do very, very different things. And whilst it was lockdown 2020, 2021, there was nothing else to do. So it was like work, because it was like make more money, so that when you then got some time, you could go and do it. But actually, we were working so much. We had separate businesses at this point as well. So my coaching business wasn't connected to Social Cactus. So we were both building our business and we were flat out. And then, 2021, it's like, right, we can go and live life again and do some things. But we were still working. And that was the start of the change. And that was the start of how we're here now, how we're able to travel and be on the move and pack everything into a 23 kilo case, life and business, and be able to do that. And it's took a long time. It took 18 months, maybe a year, 18 months to be able to get to that point where things they're not necessarily exactly where we want to be, but they're on the way out there.
Yeah. And, I had this big wake up moment where I realized I was chasing a never-ending golden carrot. Every time the business grew, I'd create bigger goals. I'd create, bigger targets to work towards. I was never fully satisfied with where we were at and just enjoying the success that we'd built. And, when I think about the life that we've created now and the life that I always wanted to create, being able to travel the world and have more freedom and enjoy the places that we were going, not just have to go and sit at a laptop all day, every day, and have to, say no to certain experiences. I realized that my personal goals had shifted, my values had shifted. And I see this so much in the online world. People see success. They go and hire a more expensive coach. So then they have to work harder. So then they need to work more. Then they need to grow their team. Then they need to make more money to be able to pay for the coach, to be able to pay for the team. And it is never, ever, ever ending.
And if you want to grow a really big, successful coaching or service-based business, brilliant. That's amazing. And that's the way that you will be able to do that. But the chances are you probably don't want that. The chances are you probably want the time, freedom, and flexibility that you set out to do. So this is a calling here. Is what is it that you really want to achieve and create? What does the current thing look like compared to what you originally wanted? Are the things still aligned? People talk about alignment, but actually, are your goals, vision, wants, desires aligned to the things that are happening right now? I don't know anyone that's absolutely perfect. I love to work, but and my mindset's changed in the last 6-12 months. If I could be out wakeboarding or doing this or doing that or spending time with family, rather than sat on a laptop, then I'll do that. And I've made some recent changes in another business that I've got, and that's that shift, and that's that. You've got to think, like, do I want to be this, or could I be doing something else? And you're allowed to change your mind. If anyone's done any NLP, you can actually physically change your values through certain modalities, but actually your values can change over time based on your environment, and the environment sometimes is the catalyst in order for you to go, I need to change, I need to make a change here because things aren't right.
Yeah. So for me, one of the things that we did is we worked out what is our enough number. So knowing, like, what's the bare minimum that we are comfortable with? Yeah, like, what's the bare minimum number that we're comfortable with making each month to be able to live the level of lifestyle that we now have, you know? Sometimes it's not about, like, making bigger and bigger and bigger goals. That only adds more pressure and more stress and then more disappointment if you don't hit it. But if you create a number that you're really comfortable with, but being open to receiving more, like, of course, you know, we'd love to grow the business, but now the main focus is on the lifestyle that we've created, and then growing the business is the secondary thing.
Yeah, which is a normal lifestyle. I mean, we've committed to a life on the road, which means we don't have a house to go back to. So there's certain things that we have to do, certain things that have to happen on a monthly basis. But we want to be able to live, and we say this, the life that we lived, a normal life, just in different locations.
Yeah.
And that's a nice place to be. And that allows us the flexibility to know where we're at, but also shoot for a little bit more, but not be pressurized into that. If we get more, amazing. And there's a journey, there's a path, there's a process that we've got in place, long-term thing to get us there. But currently, it's live a normal life in different locations. And that means flying, traveling, staying in places, booking Airbnbs, booking this, booking that, hiring cars because we don't have a car now. We've got access to cars in England, but Amy needs a car. She likes to get around. So it's hiring cars. So there's things that we don't do anymore, but there's different things that we need to do. So it's about what works for you. It's about what's the right thing for you. Is it to be able to travel? Is it to have a house? Is it to have both? There's a million things, and it's about what you want and how your future looks.
Yeah, and I don't regret anything. Like, I don't regret working my ass off during lockdown because it's got us to this place. Yeah, we wouldn't be here where we are now. But I see it a lot. And somebody asked me this question the other day, actually, like, how do you know when enough is enough? How can you stop chasing more? How can you be happy with what it is that you've got? And I think it takes practice.
Well, you need to be grateful for what you've got as a start. And whether you've got loads, whether you've got nothing, whether you've got everything, be grateful.
Yeah.
It's so easy and cheesy to say, but being grateful for the things that you have, however little or small they may be, will set you in a good place for happiness. And then you can appreciate and be grateful for the things you've got, but still want more. And that's a real fine line. And everyone's different in terms of wanting more and being grateful for what they've got. Some people are never happy until they have the thing, get the thing, and they're still unhappy. Whereas what if you just enjoyed the journey and saw the ups and downs, the bumps in the road, the roller coaster ride on the way from A to B as the journey? That is the best bit.
And to wrap it up, I think it would be good to talk about, like, different phases in your life and different seasons in your life. You know, sometimes you're going to be in a season of push, and sometimes you're going to be in a season of chill out, box. So we're big Formula One fans. So push, box. But, you know, sometimes we do push, and we've just come out of a very busy period where we were working quite a lot, and we're going to be entering a period where we're not working as much. And for us now, we have found that balance, but it's taken time to understand how we best work. So I think what a lot of people do as well is they see what other people are doing. It comes back to that comparison again. They see what other people are doing and they think that they need to do that too. So if you do find yourself in a phase of, oh my God, I need to do more, I need to do this, I need to do that, take a step back, maybe get your journal out and just write out what is it that you want from your life, and is working 24/7 and working non-stop aligned with that life that you want to have.
And maybe it isn't, but maybe it's a means to an end. Maybe it's the right thing right now for the thing in the future. And just know that sometimes the short-term investment of time or the short-term investment of energy, and you may not see any gains from it. I've been building something on the side, and that was like starting again. It was starting again. And, there's ups and downs, losing money, making money, doing this, doing that. And it seems like, wow, I'm just piling time into it. But then it comes to a point with the right investment at the right time and the right strategy, just like building a business, that you get to the point where it starts paying you back and it starts rewarding you for the energy that you've put in. And it's about making those decisions. And sometimes there's another way to get there. Sometimes there's a better way to get there. And it's about thinking, what do I actually want to do here? And what's the time commitment? And I don't like to use this word very often, but being realistic with some of the things right now will enable you to have the audacity in terms of some of the things that you go for in the future. Because knowing what you can achieve now is sometimes a good thing. And I don't use those words lightly. Because it's a great place to be when you go, right, I can do this, I can handle that, and I'm going to get stuck into this right here, right now, and in a month, it's going to count down.
Yeah, I fully agree. So I'd love to know what season you're in right now in your life and business. I'm in a period of push, or have you been in that period for way too long and you don't know anything else? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to offer you some feedback there as well.
Yeah, every life, every business person has multiple cycles, and there'll be cycles within cycles. There'll be full seasons within a cycle. People's 20s are different to the 30s. 40s different. Risk appetite changes. When you're younger, you're probably more risky. I'm still a bit risky.
You are very risky.
Pretty risk on.
I'm not risky.
I've been more risk on in the past when I wasn't as educated as I am now. Now I can look at things and go, I need to be mindful of this or mindful of that, and it helps me make better decisions. And that's what you can bring into business as well.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. As always, comment, like, share, do all the things.
Yes.
And then we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.